house. So hold my hand, I'll walk with you, my dear. The stairs creak as you sleep, it's keeping me awake. It's the house telling you to close your eyes. And some days I can even dress myself. It's killing me to see you this way. 'Cause though the truth may vary, this ship will carry our bodies safe to shore. Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Little Talks by Of Monsters and Men. Really cool tune, this one. Super high energy. Definitely requires a bit of stamina with the old strumming hand. Relatively simple chords. Good one for working the F chord into the open chord. So let's run through the chord progression first of all. It's a pretty simple arrangement really. It's always going A minor, F, C, and then the last chord is sometimes a second bar of C, usually when it's just held over for the whole time, or it's a G chord. Okay, so the intro, we've got A minor, F, C, and G. Now when it comes to the G chord, in this particular type of chord progression, when there's a lot of A minors and Fs and Cs to the G, I tend to use a G chord where I'm not using my first finger. So I'm using my third finger on the thicker string, my second finger on the fifth string, and my little finger stretching down there for the thinner string. Now if you find that really difficult, it's totally cool to go to a regular G chord using fingers 1, 2 and 3. But the advantage of using fingers 2, 3 and 4 is that the change from C is really easy, and then going back to A minor as well. It kind of keeps the hand, the actual palm of your hand, in a similar place then for all the chords. Or maybe it has to move a bit for the F, but definitely for the C, the G and the A minor, it's in a very similar place. So you might want to check that out, but don't worry if you have to use regular fingering for the G chord. Now, it's quite a fast tune, this one, right? So you're thinking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So trying to do like 4 strums per bar while you're learning the song is a little bit crazy. So what I'm going to do is take you through it, just strumming one chord once for each bar. Okay, so the beginning is going A minor, F, C, G. Okay, and it does that 4 times, and it's got that little melody. In the verses, you're really going to be playing the A minor once, the F once, and then the C you play once, which is lasting for 2 bars, and you just let it ring out. So I don't like walking around this old and empty house, so I hold my hand, I'll walk with you, my dear. 2, 3. The stairs creak as you sleep, it's keeping me awake. It's the house telling you to close my eyes, your eyes rather. And then the next part, it's got a little bit more energy in the track, okay? So probably what I'd recommend is strumming twice per bar for that. So some days I can't even dress myself. It's killing me to see you this way. 'Cause the truth may vary, this ship will carry our bodies safe to shore. Just on the very last C, if you're going to put the pop stop in, just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're into the chorus. And we can start getting a little bit more fancy with it. But generally, this kind of song, you want to have a contrast between the verses and the choruses, which happens really naturally if you just do the single strums for the first chunk of the verse, and when it comes into the line, and some days I can't even dress myself, when it gets to that line, strum twice per bar. So you'll be strumming on beat 1 and beat 3 if you're still trying to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 really fast. And then for the regular chorus, which is the same chord sequence as the intro, you want to check out this strumming pattern, which I'm about to take you through now. So I'd recommend that you start by muting all of the strings with your fretting hand so you get a nice dead sound. You're going to spend a little bit of time making sure you get it right, and then gradually speeding it up before you start applying the chords anyway, or at least that's what I'd recommend. So the pattern is going down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and down, down, up, down, down, miss, up, down. So a lot of people have trouble missing that beat 3, but that's really the trick for it, is having that down, down, miss, up, down, down, miss, up, down, up. What you don't want to do is go down, down, up, down, down, and then leave your hand at the bottom, because if I try and do it fast, it's really difficult, and you can see that the hand looks all kind of stiff, whereas the fact that it keeps moving all the time is really the trick. So whenever you see this particular strumming pattern, make sure that your hand's moving consistently all the time. So down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 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 1. Okay, you definitely want to work on that a little bit. If you can, with a metronome is a really good idea. If you're not doing it with a metronome, one thing I like to do, because trying to tap your foot on 1, 2, 3 and 4 at this speed is going to be a little bit chaotic. So I recommend tapping your foot on beats 1 and 3. So you'll go down, down, foot, up, down, foot, up, down, up. Yeah, so the foot's going down, down, foot, up, down. Okay? Especially when when this song's going pretty quick. Just having the foot tapping like that is a really, really good idea. Don't try and tap it on every beat. You'll probably hurt your foot. So get the rhythm part right first, then go back down tempo-wise and start applying it to the chord. So maybe... 'a couple of things that are going to happen as you start to get it a bit faster. One, the first strum, the down strum, is going to be a little bit more on the bass strings. Okay, I wouldn't worry about concentrating on that when you're doing it slowly, but as you progress and it gets faster, it'll probably happen quite naturally. And by just playing the bass note, or the bass kind of strings, the bass 3 strings on the first down strum, it kind of accents the second strum. So you end up with this one, dung, dung, dung. This a really heavy beat 2, which is really nice in this kind of a tune. And the other thing that'll happen is, as you start to get faster, you have to be a little bit more relaxed with it as well. If you try and keep it kind of rigid, it won't sound right. It's got to. This hand's got to be really. The analogy I use is like if your hand was wet and you were trying to shake the water off it. It should be that kind of really just relaxed and loose. Okay. The other thing that's going to happen, well, should happen, and you can try and make happen, probably happens by itself from a lot of people, is every 4 bars or every 8 bars, especially when you've got like a little bit of a build going just up before the verse, you probably want to add in a few extra strums. I probably did it in the intro subconsciously, but it's one of those, it doesn't have to be really strict with the pattern. You want to be, use the strumming pattern as kind of a basis, but every 4 or 8 bars or 12 bars, 16 bars, you'll often hear drummers do a little fill, and on guitar it can really help things kind of move along and help the form of the song if you add a couple of extra strums in there. This is kind of It's a funny tune because it's simple chords, it's relatively simple strumming, but because of the pace of it and having to keep it together, it's often a difficult one for beginners, but loads of fun to play. So later in the song, in the bridge particularly, there's a couple of bits where it stays on the A minor for a little while, but being that you know the chords of the song now, if you have a good listen to the tune, try and follow along with where you are. I don't think you're going to have any problems playing along this whole tune, and I do rate it's a great one for acoustic guitar. You know, I think it sounds really well as that without the full production. The full production, of course, is very cool as well, but you know, it works. It's a nice tune. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you for plenty more lessons and songs very soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye bye.